TV. This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hi, and welcome to HealthLink. I'm David Shearman. Your regular host, Carol Merton, isn't here because she lost her voice. And so they called on the B team. That's me. So it's always a pleasure to step into sit in the chair of the host for our Rogers TV shows. And it's a pleasure to be here on HealthLink. And HealthLink, of course, is a program that connects community and healthcare together so that you are better informed about what's going on in our community. And today, my guests are Naomi Vodden, who's Director of Mental Health and Addiction Services at Brightshores Health, and Amy Bowins, who's Manager of Addiction Service at Brightshores as well. Now, just to be sure, we always got to put this little bracket here. Brightshores is the old Grey Bruce Health Services. Got it? Is that I got it right?
You got it right.
Okay, good. So if we use the word Brightshores, it's the old GBHS no matter what.
That's right. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to slip. It happens, but Brightshores Health System, we're really proud of the new name, and I'm going to try my best.
All right. Very good. Well, let's begin because we're going to be talking about the new Wellness and Recovery Center here's where I'm going to slip. That's in the old Bayview Elementary School. And I drive by there occasionally and oh my golly, there's air conditioning on the top of the building for one thing, but there are obviously lots of changes that are going on inside. Naomi, what have you been doing with the building?
Well, we've refurbished as you said, the old Bayview School. So Bayview was the name that was a placeholder for very long. And we had quite an extensive vote on the name by the staff and clients of our services. And so it is the Mental Health, Wellness and Recovery Center. And so it's a combination of inpatient and outpatient programming. We have our existing withdrawal management services, which is by the Grey County building, is moving into this space. Our existing service was just 9 beds. So our new facility is going to be 45 beds. But comes with that is a much more robust treatment program. So we'll have detox beds, we'll have relapse prevention and treatment beds, and additionally we'll have 17 long stay beds. So those are beds that people can stay up to a year to really stabilize from their mental health and addiction struggles. But what's unique about our program is that we have quite a wide variety of outpatient programs as well. So we have our assertive community treatment team, our first episode psychosis team, case management, we have counseling, we have trauma counseling. We have quite a wide variety of groups for from the community. We can have dialectical behavioral therapy, which really helps to modulate your mood if you're having a little trouble with the swings that sometimes happen, distress tolerance, so kind of like mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, trauma therapy. Have our treatment program at this new facility. The people that are in the bedded programs have a very treatment plan, which Amy is going to just give you a quick description of.
So our programming is based on core programming and elective programming. So anybody staying within the facility, programming in the morning, and depending on which bed they are staying in, depends on which program they. So if they're in the relapse prevention beds or the 3-month stay, they'll have one set of core programming, and those who are in the longer stay beds have a different set of core programming. And we've designed the programming so that it builds upon each other. So they'll take core programming if they're in the withdrawal management, or some people still refer to it as detox beds. So if they're in those beds, they'll get more of a psychoeducational approach, and then it becomes more of a processing based program, and then again, a more in-depth program. So it's building and building and building on each other. Everybody in the facility will have what's called a case manager, and each individual will sit down with the case manager and develop their own treatment plan. And what their treatment goals will be will really outline what their elective programming will be. So elective programming could be that trauma counseling, individual trauma counseling, or individual cognitive behavioral therapy, or group-based programming. The other really exciting piece is that this facility is giving us options for other more holistic approaches. So there is like OT leisure aids. So we're looking at cooking groups, that type of thing. So it's a real wraparound approach.
Mm-hmm. So it's not just dealing with the medical issues of addiction and mental health. It's life skills training,
Vocational.
yeah, vocational.
People are ready, vocational. Mm-hmm.
And we're also really looking at a lot of physical activity as well, because we've kept the gym, which is so exciting. So fitness and rec and leisure, because all of us know that is part of what we do day to day. And a lot of our clients, they need to learn how to rebuild that into part of their daily life.
I know from my own experience here in the city that recreation programming has always been a part of mental health work, and it's even something as simple as yoga is a very good way to create a sense of mindfulness and to center a person if that is what works for them. So it sounds like this. I'm glad to hear you kept the gym, because there's a lot of memories in that gym.
And our clients are most excited about the gym. We have a large blueprint up in the existing services where clients can put little sticky notes on their thoughts, and certainly a lot of excitement and buzz around the gym.
Well, let's talk a bit for a moment. You mentioned the current addiction treatment building up by the county building. Right now, the services are scattered, are they not? Like there's services that are in the hospital itself, and goodness knows where else around the city. Will this be a kind of a coming together for everyone in the same place?
A bit. I mean, we will still have some services elsewhere. So we'll have the bulk of our staff move into this new wellness facility. But we do know that there's still a population that like to come to the hospital. And so we will continue with about half of our case management team staying in the hospital, and probably about half of our counseling team as well. So but you're right, the existing withdrawal management is a small building, and it's been difficult to coordinate our services in the building. So we'll move into this large service. Our rapid access addiction medicine clinic will work out of there as well. Our nurse practitioner clinics will work out of there. So our psychiatrists will come and work out of there as well. But really, the hospital will remain having some services in the hospital and some services at the new wellness center. And then largely our other services are outside of Owen Sound. So we have teams in Hanover and Meaford, Wyerton, Markdale, across Grey Bruce as well.
Yes, yes. Now, I understand that this is a new approach, or an innovative approach to treatment. Can you tell us more?
Yeah. So it's really exciting. When we were first developing it and looking at it, we scanned the province, we scanned the country, we visited numerous sites of different other treatment facilities across the province to kind of get a feel for what was out there, what was working, what wasn't working. And I can tell you, I haven't seen anything like what we're doing. And what sets us apart is we're looking at individuals and providing treatment across what we call the continuum of stages of change. So across a province are just withdrawal management, or just 3 month long stay, or just outpatient. Whereas we are providing service at every single stage of change, up to and including those individuals who are what we call pre-contemplative. They're not sure if they even want to engage in any change. So we're providing service in an outpatient base So something as simple as a volleyball group, come in for it, get a feel for what the other opportunities are. So you may not be looking at change right now, but you may be just looking at connecting with services. So our door is open for that as well. So it's having that whole continuum that is really standing us apart from anybody else.
And we've done quite an extensive literature review as well on best practices. And it really highlights the need for all these services to be together, to be a coordinated system of care so that clients' mental health, vocational, social rec, clinical needs are all met in one location.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like what you have done is all right. I'll blow Grey Bruce's horn here. My own background suggests that one of the things that we have done in Grey Bruce extremely well is sometimes what was called the Grey Bruce solution. And that term is something that gets people in other parts of the province a little rankled. But what it has been is that we have been on the cutting edge of doing things differently, simply because we often had to, or it was the most effective way to use our resources. And what this sounds like is you've taken that approach and taken it to the next level. That you're bringing everything into one place, or to bring a whole bunch of things together in one spot, so that we can people can be genuinely helped here.
Yeah, exactly. I think you put it really well. Our resources have been slim in some areas, and the beauty of this facility is that while we are the lead at building this and developing the programming, we have invited the whole community to come in here. We want this to be part of our community. We want our community partners to work out of the space, to bring their resources to this space. We also want the public. We want volunteers to come in and do a talk. We would like to do talks for the community. We have a really wonderful, great room, and with good AV technology. So the idea that people can come and use this space to really be a community, and I think that it's really important that as a step to destigmatize mental health and addictions, that we all have these struggles in life from time to time, and let's all support each other.
So it sounds like this is not a closed facility, but an open facility for both for the community and for those who are participating in the programs.
Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely want the facility to feel like it is part of the community and not apart from the community. We want it to be very almost fluid in that it's just another one of the services within Grey Bruce.
Sure. The one of the things that has been a huge issue here in Grey Bruce is the homeless population, and it doesn't matter where you go. It's the people who are unhoused or who are marginally housed are part of every community across Grey Bruce. Will this center help address some of those issues?
Certainly. I mean, I'm not going to say all of them, that's for sure. There is a very, very big issue that requires many different creative solutions. But one of the things as you pointed out, this is a problem across all of our communities. And certainly there were a lot of people marginally housed before COVID. And then when the stresses and strains of COVID happened, what we saw was a lot more people become unhoused. We do know from, we have a by names list in Grey Bruce. We're really have a great partnership with our community agencies, including Grey County. And what we know is that these people are actually our people for the most, over 90%, sometimes 93, sometimes 97. These are our people that are unhoused. These are Grey Bruce residents, maybe from different parts of Grey Bruce, or maybe just been here and became unhoused, a lot of them during the pandemic. What we also know is that housing resources, including Grey and Bruce County, including CMHA, and that the housing providers are really struggling with the acuity of individuals. So you have people coming into a unit and not being ready to live independently. And so very quickly, despite everyone's best efforts, they are evicted or leave or some combination thereof. And so what happens then is Grey County or Bruce County, whoever it is, to fix the unit, has to repair, and they have to find another resident, and this cycle continues. So our hope here is that we can provide clients with a longer period of stability, in particular those with addiction history, so up to a year, so that we can get them really established in the vocational, as Amy mentioned, recreational, and really feeling able to take on all that is entailed with having your own unit. So we think that one thing we can offer is on at least that turnaround of our limited housing stock that we have.
The other thing too is that for those individuals staying within the facility, they will have responsibilities. They will need to care for their own space. And if one of those issues that comes up is they don't have the skills, they don't have the ability, they need to learn those skills, that'll be part of their treatment plan in how to look after their own space, how to clean it, how to maintain it, how in all those day-to-day life skills that sometimes get forgotten or were never learned, that will also be part of their treatment plan. So that when they move into the community, they will be successful in maintaining their own residence.
Mm-hmm. We were also talking with a partner today about the vocational part. We can do all this work to help clients have success with their addiction issues, really help them with their mental health, help them with their social, but we need them to be able to earn money and be participating members of our community, so that next step of vocational is critical for us to make changes for a lot of our patients.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I presume, will mean cooperation with employers and working with the business community.
Yeah, exactly. And today we were really talking about apprenticeship programs and how do we get our clients to have opportunities to trial different apprenticeship programs and really help them get on that track to in particular trade, because we know in our community that there's a real shortage of across the trades.
Yes, indeed. Now, one of the things that we always hear about is, well, everybody who is homeless is not from here, which, well, is that true?
No, 97% of people that are homeless are actually from this area. And I know the other thing that people are concerned about with the new facility is, are we taking people from all over? And two things to add. One is that we've had a lot of people come into our facility and more coming because they are building more facilities, and our model is being held up in high esteem. And so there'll be lots more programs like ours. But additionally, we've made a triaging. It is a Ministry of Health funded program. It is covered fully by OHIP. So we can't say no, just Grey Bruce residents, but we can triage. So we have our Indigenous population is triage first, along with transgender and Grey Bruce residents. And if there's room in the facility, we would take someone from outside area.
Sure. But I have a suspicion that once you move through those first three categories, you'll have a pretty full program.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you alluded to the fact that there are more programs being developed. Is this direction that we're doing you are doing in Grey Bruce, the direction that the province is moving in terms of mental health care and treatment?
Yes, for sure. Minister Tabolo has been here to our area quite a few times and is really supportive of the model, and has worked on a PhD at addictions that really align with our model. And so he's been really sharing with other communities, and the Addiction Recovery Fund has a target of quite a few new beds to open throughout Ontario. So he's really working with those vast community partners on to see our program, to model after our program.
So you're the pioneer, but this will be the wave of the future.
It looks like that. I guess we have to see it, but it looks like that.
Well, it's absolutely fascinating to hear all this, but one of the questions that is in my mind is, when's it going to open?
Well, we're hoping the end of February. So we think the developer will be done in the end of January, and then we have our own touches to add. And so we wanted it to be prettier than what a contractor could give us. So we've put a lot of work into the environment to really make it a calm, trauma-informed environment. So we are hoping the end of February.
Okay. Well, here's another question, which you may have the answer for it, but I will ask it anyway. While it's a Ministry of Health supported program, in the hospital at Brightshores, capital equipment is not funded by the government. Operations are, or treatment is, and you have to. That's why you spend a lot of time and money is spent for big ticket items like MRIs and CT scanners and very expensive pieces of medical technology. Do you have access to that same funding pool, or can you engage the foundation for some of the things that program dollars won't fund?
You're right. The ministry does not fund hospital like any capital projects, including this facility. But our community has really been generous. I mean, we have a ways to go with fundraising, but our foundations have been working really hard, and our community has been very supportive. And so I feel really confident with another push from the community that we will definitely be able to fund this incomplete building. The hospital is really committed to it and will continue to fundraise as needed.
So let's close the loop here. If people wish to support the program, they can do it through the hospital foundation.
That's right. Any of the hospital foundations. So in Owen Sound, there's the Owen Sound Regional Foundation, but every hospital in Graybers has a foundation that will also fund. You can designate the money to the new facility.
And that may be something people are interested in simply because and this is one of the things I have noticed, if someone has a loved one who suffers from whatever, they can designate gifts or make gifts in their memory or just out of support for the cause.
Yeah.
And it's no different from any other organization, and it's a charitable gift, and you get a tax receipt for that.
You do, and we have one community group who's really just dived in behind the gym and has funded all the gym equipment, and we certainly with any other community groups that might want to take on another room. So you can give to the capital as a whole, the building, but you can also really look at having a room that it meets some of the standards or some of the guidelines that the foundation has worked with us on.
Dare I ask what the group is that's funded the gym?
I'm
Or are you free to tell?
I do know. I don't know if I can say because I didn't ask them permission.
Oh.
I feel like I can't give a name out of a group without their permission. And so
Sure.
I wish I could get it to you right now on text, but I find out and I will share with you and you can decide if there's a way to share it. But
well, it's no. It's but I know how the process works, but I wondered if this had been made public yet, because one of the ways that as you are well aware that this works is that once people hear and see about one group that is on board, others may wish to join them. So I just curiosity.
Yeah, no. I will find out and be prepared if I have not asked them, but we've worked with them quite closely, and we have another event with them next week. So because they continue to do fundraising events, and certainly any community group or organization that wants to really work toward donating to this wonderful cause. Both Amy and myself are really happy to come and show you, and our foundations. They are also really, really ready. We've got some really good displays, and we're happy to come and meet and talk and share the program. Mm-hmm. So reach out to us.
Actually, that sounds like a great idea for any group that wants in the community that wants a program, because that's the kind of thing that gets the word out. And I do know from my own experience that our the way I used to frame it was mental health was the poorest, weakest child in the healthcare family, and that's changing. But that's the way it has been probably up until 5 years ago. And I'm sure, Naomi, you would say amen, because I know you've been in the area for so long. But I think that with that, and this is marking a significant change.
Yes, it is, and we're really, really grateful to the ministry for this input of funds. But certainly mental health and addictions remain really underfunded. And if you compare us to other first world countries, Canada is behind, and Ontario is behind in Canada as well. So I know that this government is really working hard to increase the funds in mental health and addictions, and both at the federal and provincial level. And we'll just keep watching and keep seeing these funds, because it's really needed, especially after COVID. We're really seeing a lot of impact in our children, and those impacts just climb up, right? And when we don't want to see that, we would like the children to enjoy their childhood and get their support and resources they need, so that we don't see them in the adult system down the line.
Absolutely. Now, will there be a big public event to announce the opening and a grand tour and that kind of thing?
Oh, you bet. We love big pomp and circumstance. So yes, we as soon as we have a very firm date, we will be letting the community know. We will be having open houses and welcome our community. And I don't think I mentioned, we're always happy to have volunteers in the building as well. Especially in teaching different life skills, doing hobbies, music, gym,
crafts.
Mm-hmm. We have a clothing room. Amy maybe wants to share if we have a minute.
We just got a minute. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
So we do have a clothing room at our current location at the hospital, and it'll be moving over to the new facility. And we're going to be operating it like a boutique. So in addition to having clients have access to it, it'll also give them an opportunity to learn the skills of retail. So that's one of the things we're really excited about as well.
And perfect job for a volunteer who's interested.
Perfect. And we're just about out of time, but I have a funny feeling that Carol's going to have to come back and talk to you more about this, and maybe we'll even get a Rogers crew in there. But Amy Vodden, or Amy Bowins, Naomi Vodden, thank you both for being a part of HealthLink today. I'm David Shearman, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com. With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
This year, the NHL All-Star Game is in Toronto.
Here in my house.
In our house.
And all the stars are here for hockey.
I'm here for skills.
Here we go.
Here for